Coming soon, Season 4 of the History of European Theatre podcast. In Season 1, we spent time with the ancient Greeks in their open-air places of seeing as they debated their place in the world under the eyes of their gods on the Athenian hillside. In Season 2, we saw the citizens of Rome enjoy their own version of Greek comedy and a little tragedy thrown in until their tastes turned to mime and pantomime. And then in Season 3, we saw how the church took over and the theatre of worship and moral instruction became the dominant form. But the centuries of the medieval period eventually came to a slow close, and new ideas began to take shape. In 1493, on the very edge of the continent, there was one of the most cataclysmic events in European history that possibly more than anything else helped kickstart the period that we know as the Renaissance. In May that year, after a 53-day siege, Constantinople, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, fell to the army of Mehmed II, Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. It marked the final end of the Roman Empire and caused a flood of refugees to flee to the west. With the monks, scientists, artisans, teachers and scholars of all types came ancient knowledge, philosophy and literature. In the years that followed, Europe saw a blossoming in science and the arts the like of which had never been seen before, and theatre took its place as part of that movement. In Season 4 of the podcast, The European Renaissance Theatre, we will follow the spread of the influence of Renaissance thinking from Italy through Central Europe to England. We will see how new ideas about the ways plays should be presented led to one of the most influential periods for theatre building, and try to understand why the plays and playwrights of that period did not hold similar influence on the future. So look out soon for the next episode, or even better, hit the subscribe button and join me for Season 4 of the History of European Theatre podcast, the European Renaissance Theatre. And while you wait for the first episode, you can find more theatre history on Twitter at THOETP, on the Facebook page, or even better, the Facebook group. Just search Facebook for the History of European Theatre podcast, and on Patreon for more audio content related to the first 3 seasons of the podcast. And don't forget to take a look at the podcast website at www.thehistoryofeuropeantheatre.com, where you can find all the podcast episodes, details about the source materials I've used, a blog and pictures relating to previous episodes and theatre around the world. I look forward to your company again very soon, and if you'd like to contact me in the meantime, you can reach me by email at thoetp@gmail.com or via Twitter at thoetp.